Yeah, I just gotta check some emails and stuff real fast. That was new. Don't know why I did that. Anyways, welcome to a unplanned divine disbelief. Uh, Unplanned. In this case, it's not as bad as the movie Unplanned, but it's bad, and it's bad in the way that you just don't want to see things as much as you might not agree with people, as long as much as you, you kind of ignore people. And sometimes they go and do stupid things. Huh, I don't know why. Like, why? Why was this something that a person would try to do? I don't know, man. Oh, hey, you're back. Ah, I don't know. Just figured I'd need this for something. Uh, hmm. All right. So earlier today, I was on Twitter. Again, something that I am want to do. And I came across a post by mutual follower of mine named Dallas Wade. Insert plug for his YouTube channel in the comments somewhere. Not comments, the description somewhere. Anyways, he makes content, and he posted this really cool little guy here, and it said, I this is earlier today, so if or yesterday, if you are watching this on a different date, on the 16th of July, said I had to go to Facebook, which, first off, that's your first mistake, to see if this was actually real, because it's literally that unbelievably trashy, and it is real. And by the way, spare channel, maybe, said capturing Christ actually used the death of someone to guilt people into giving him money or doubling what they had already given him. You are the worst, Cameron. And I would like to state, oh, it's the audio is low. I'm so sorry. Here, let me just bring it right here. I would like to state, first off, that until this point, Aaron Burr was the worst. So good job, Cameron, for taking the place of Aaron Burr. Now, what exactly is he talking about? By the way, what I did is I read what you're about to see here in a moment, if you haven't seen it yet, and then I asked Dallas. I said, "Did you receive this from somebody, or did you see it? Did you see it yourself?" And oh, thanks. And he said he went and saw it himself, and apparently others did as well. Sorry, babe, I didn't know what the hell you meant. And so I trust Dallas. So here you go. This is what it is. This was a lot larger when I looked at it earlier. And so here, let me just help with this. There. How's that? Says it's very possible. This is Capturing Christianity earlier today. So this is Cameron. Russ Jones, pictured below. I don't know. I didn't have a photo. I don't know what Russ looks like. Believed in capturing Christianity more than anyone. Russ was a giver. He began donating $250 per month to Capturing Christianity a couple years ago simply because he saw value in what we were doing. When I lost my job, he quintupled his contribution to $1,250 per month. He regularly funded giveaways. In July, he was planning on increasing to $1,500 per month. His view on giving was nothing short of inspirational. I hope you find it inspiring too. And on he says, Russ was also a close friend. He suffered from anxiety and migraines like I do. Feel you. When I was going through a tough time, Russ was the first person on my list to call. His ability to calm me down was unparalleled. I will deeply miss those conversations. On June 24th, Russ passed away suddenly in his sleep. His passing has created a substantial financial need for Capturing Christianity. If you'd like to donate toward this need, which in my view will be a way of honoring Russ, click the link below. By the way, all of your contributions are tax deductible. And P.S., Dr. Josh Rasmussen, one of our board members, has issued the challenge to all current supporters to double their existing contributions. He said that if I included this challenge, he would be the first to double. Now, I'm not going to respond to this just yet, and I'm not going to give my thoughts on this just yet, except for to say one thing, and that is that Russ did apparently appreciate the work that Cameron had done. And when somebody passes, it's never anything. So our condolences with to his family and those that he knew. And to respond to a couple of you, if some of you, by the way, I see that, if some of you would not mind looking that up in the IRS because I couldn't find it, our condolences to Russ's family, because losing someone, no matter whom and whether we know them or otherwise, is tough. Even if it was a month ago, I'm certain it still feels like yesterday to many folks. And so before oh, okay, thanks. Before I go into this, I'm going to do this. See, again, I adjusted this earlier. Don't really care. He later on deleted his post on Facebook and issued this, saying, earlier today, I posted about the loss of a close friend, and in the same post, communicated a financial need created by his sudden passing. Many of you expressed concerns that this post was insensitive. It implied that I was trying to capitalize on my friend's passing to ask for money. As a result of reading the comments and talking with some of you in private, I've taken down those posts. I take concerns of insensitivity very seriously. So seriously, in fact, that before communicating about this difficult situation, I consulted yesterday with our two board members on best ways to communicate this sensitively as possible. I now see that our solution failed, but I take responsibility. I sincerely apologize for coming across the way I did in that post. Okay. So this was his apology. We'll get back to the apology. To call it that, I think, is a stretch, but let's take a look-see here. Notice here in this first post, he first starts talking about his friend, and the first thing that he says about his friend is, this motherfucker was giving me money. And not only that, this motherfucker was giving me thousands of dollars per month. This is a guy that I relied on for them checks. That is what he began. He didn't begin by speaking about what type of a person Russ was outside of his money. That's what he started with. This is the value that you place on somebody. That value is literally dollar signs, which is why I called this capturing cash-tianity. Because I don't think you're a very good apologist. That's not really important. All right? I think that your voice is better than mine, but I don't think that you're good at what you do. Again, unimportant. You've been successful. But it makes it seem like you're in it for the money. Where's your thing asking for funds for his family? Right? Where is that at? Saying, hey, if you donate, I'll put half of this towards something for his fund. We'll open up something in his name. But no, all this money goes to you because you just can't help it. That now you're going to be in some sort of financial fucking crisis. Hey, dude, here's something. You want to make up $1,500? Make better content. People will give you more money. Maybe do that. You're welcome. It doesn't look bad in the grass anymore. But the first thing that you did, Cameron, the first thing that you did was say Russ was a giver. He believed in CC more than anybody else, so much that he was a give. He was tossing him dollar signs. And then he was a close friend. After the fact that this motherfucker gave me money, then he's a close friend. He's a close friend to you because he's giving you like $1,500 per month, apparently. Going through a tough time, first to call. That's good. I'm glad Russ was there for you. Because you're there for his money. Yeah, I get the. By the way, this is the can you handle bar wax. And then it comes down toward, if you'd like to donate toward this need. Toward this need. Not, again, toward the needs of Russ's family. Which, by the way, if there is a need there, I'd like to know about that. Because Cameron sure as fuck didn't tell us. If there is a need, I'd like to know about it because I am happy to fucking start something for his family. Right? In which, in my view, will be honoring Russ. You know what? How the fuck would that be honoring Russ? In what fucking world does that honor somebody by asking people to replace the money that you lost because he died? Utilizing somebody's death to give yourself more money. That is despicable, dude. And then and then tax deductible thing. I guess that apparently somebody said in the chat that he did gain his tax deductible status. Good for him. Good. I'm happy for you. So much so that you can now say, oh, everybody give me extra money because somebody fucking died. Oh, and by the way, I've seen all of you goddamn apologists out there. Well, he apologized for it. No, he does need the money. Okay. Well, we're going to talk about the apology in a second, but like, he does need the money? The fuck do you know he needs the money? You go through his finances every single day? What's your last name? Weisselberg? How do you know? How are you going to try turn around with your Jesus mind and try to fucking defend that? Seriously. And then this last thing on here, Dr. Josh Rasmussen. I'm certain no relation at all. I'm certain, I'm joking, but also likely to the super duper partisan polling people. One of our board members has issued the challenge to all current supporters to double their existing contributions. Do you know what this sounds like to me? Because I get them all the fucking time. Do you know what it sounds like? Hey, we're on the last day of our quarter. We have to by July 15th at midnight, we have to send in our the amount of money that we raised. It sounds like something that somebody would write from a fucking political ad. Give it, we'll donate, and we'll double that up to so much fucking money. If you have ever given money to anything, to any political candidate or anything like that, you'll see this right here. They'll write you again and be like, we're going to double it. Thank you so much for being a supporter and all of this, but we can't make it without your money. So give us more. Give us more money. And we'll double it. Now usually they don't name whoever the person that's gonna be giving the doubles, right? But it's in like every single one of them. Like all I would have to do is pull up my email right now, because I know they're in there. I've got stuff from Beto O'Rourke. I've got stuff from Elizabeth Warren. I don't have a goddamn thing from Andrew Yang because fuck that dude. I've got stuff from freaking the Oregon Democratic Party, all of that stuff, and it'd be easy for me, every single one of them, matching double. So not only that, but you used a political thing in order to profit off of the death of somebody you called a close friend. Well, if that's what you do with your close friends, I don't know that you and I would ever be close friends. Period. This goddamn good-looking bald guy with the little mustache. He died. Everybody give me $5,000. I just, I'm not worth that much. But also, that's what if you are close to Cameron at this point and you support him in any way, he's gonna. Do you think that he wouldn't use you for his own personal fucking profit? It's this right here. Looks like he doesn't need you, or he doesn't make content for you to enjoy. He needs you for money, which is why he fucking does it. Next, the apology. Earlier today, I posted about the loss of a close friend. And look, and in that same post, communicated a financial need created by his passing. That's what you spent most of the post talking about, Cameron. Many of you expressed concerns that this post was insensitive. Not insensitive. It looked like you're doing a grift and you're grifting, is what it looks like. Not insensitive, although yes, definitely insensitive. Because you didn't mention his family at all or tag anybody. In fact, did you actually even ask his family, hey, do you think this would be cool if we posted this? If we asked for money from based upon his death? And by the way, I don't ever make videos like this. Like never. Because Susan and I made an agreement for both of us to stay out of like weird arguments y'all motherfuckers have and can't get over each other on the internet. We have made it like we do not get involved. This though is just so It implied it implied that I was trying to capitalize on my friend's passing to ask for money. No, it didn't imply. It's what you did. The first thing you did was ask for money before talking about your close friend. That's it. You put the monetary thing there first, including details that were unimportant. Took down the posts. I now see that our solution failed. This is like one of those things. If you actually went and spoke with your board of directors or whatever the hell, have you folks ever like seen stuff that like comes from a enormous thing like a few years back in the Super Bowl, right? And Pepsi Super Bowl or whatever. They had this thing where I forget her name, but she walked up with her Pepsi and she's like giving it to the cops, right? And the rest of us were like, who in the fuck decided out of your entire marketing team that was the good way to go? Does Cameron have those marketing teams that nobody was like, hey, maybe we shouldn't? Maybe this doesn't sound right. Or is everybody just wanting to do it for more money? Whenever I had an abbreviated run for office in Texas, I had people that were asking me, if somebody came up to you and they said, hey, make a super PAC, you're going to give you $1 million, would you take it? The answer is no, because I don't do this for money, and I wouldn't serve for money. The answer is resounding no-ness. It's like the question, are you going to get an iPhone? No, ever. Well, ever, I don't know. But this is one of those things where this is where my morality actually lies. And I realized that Cameron had a video that he put out, I think today, talking about why it doesn't make sense to be an atheist or some weird shit. Hey, man, if this is what it takes to be a grifting piece of shit Christian, then I really don't know why you are like why people actually preach anything regarding Jesus saying to give away all of your stuff and then come follow him. You do it because you need money. And Critical Christianity asks a very good question. Why aren't the names of those who are on your board public? Isn't that supposed to be? Red Venture makes the point, and he points out, by the way, Red, of course, has channels and stuff as well. Make sure you go and follow these folks. He has 100,000 subs and at least $2,800 a month. If his 564 patrons paid the minimum amount on his Patreon, it's likely much higher if Russ is representative of his fan base. No, it was Braxton Hunter that did the atheists should delete their YouTube channels. I basically made, into that video, I made a response video in the form of tweets. So, this right here, he says, I take responsibility. No, your entire board, if that's who it is, should take responsibility, including this Rasmussen dude. But it's the end part. Oh, by the way, fuck Braxton Hunter, and you don't have a PhD, just like somebody else. Said, I sincerely apologize for coming across the way I did in that post. I'm just gonna real fast. Cool. I'm just gonna. I need this right now. Oh. There's sometimes that you just, sometimes. Christians drive me to drinking. Not all Christians, God, but don't get your shit twisted. I sincerely apologize for coming across the way I did in that post. This is not an apology for coming across the way I did. It's not an apology. This is the same thing as, I'm really sorry if my words hurt your feelings. There's no difference with this. It's the non-apology apology. When you apologize for something, You recognize that what you did was wrong. And when you say, I take full responsibility for something, the apology sounds something like this. What I did, while if in the event that he's thinking, let's just pretend like he's not a grifter with his griftness. While what I did was in good faith, I can see, and I can see why it is hurtful, and I can see why it is insensitive, and I can see why it makes me look like the grifting grifter that I am. And I take full responsibility for that, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry for displacing trust. I'm sorry for misrepresenting. I'm sorry. Period. And I'm going to work to regain your trust. And I'm going to work to regain anything that I may have put a stumbling block in front of me right now. I'm going to work to fix that, to rebuild any relationships that I have with any of you. And yes, at this point, and yes, at some point in the future, my Patreon is obviously still up. I am not asking you to donate, but I look forward to rebuilding our relationships by myself. It's my work. Period. And that's it. This is not what that was. Or that's not what this is. For coming across the way I did is it is selfish. Do you even know what you did was wrong? Like, have you looked at that insensitivity? Have you actually looked at it and taken the moment to understand that what you did was wrong? That's important. We all make mistakes, Cameron. Trust me, I know. But at the point that we need to recognize not only that we have to take a post down because it was not a good idea, but to recognize that we made the mistake of even considering putting it there. Critical Christianity says, sounds like he just got caught, no psychological remorse. And as you say, based on this post, yeah. He didn't release any kind of video or anything about this today. Released the video about atheism, but didn't release anything about this today. And this seems like it's, I don't know, more important. Maya says, quote, a bunch of people told me I can't capitalize on my friend's misfortune for money, so I took my posts down. I'm sorry I couldn't capitalize. And Red Venture says it is very explicitly a cash grab. Hey, Doc, welcome in. You always make it in when I'm about done. And that's what this was. It implied that I was trying to capitalize on my friend's passing. All you did was ask for money. That's it. You didn't do anything else. What were we supposed to think that anything else that it would have implied? That you cared your friend had died? Because if I read this, right, if I come back and I read this, I actually don't see anywhere in here. And this is important. The right below or right above to donate, he says on June 24th, Russ passed away suddenly in his sleep. And the next thing he does is ask for money. He doesn't say anything about the loss. The next thing he does is ask for money. and then does the political thing where he says somebody's going to double that option. It's not it's not implied. It's explicit. And shame on you for that. I thought the worst thing that you ever did was try to get the guy to debunk some Pelagia shit, and you failed horribly at that, which you had to turn around and then face your dishonesty at that point as well. Don't think that we've forgotten about that, Cameron. Because you did that too. You needlessly attacked somebody who did nothing wrong. And you had to backpedal on that too. This, though, is far worse than that. And I never, not never, I rarely hope that somebody faces consequences here with something that, that is a mistake. I rarely hope for that. And I'm not going to here. Because I'm not going to hope that you lose all of your revenue. Because you put your grifting out there. I'm not going to hope you do. But is it possible for you to learn from this, I wonder? Is it possible for you to put people in front of the money that you see them as? We say a lot on this channel, and maybe we don't say it very often, but we say it to each other on a regular basis, not as much recently. But what we say is that we don't get a lot of views. And that's okay. We're a tiny channel that sometimes is sporadic, and that's fine. Sometimes we wish we had more for the amount of time that we put into that. And by the way, babes, capturing griftianity is good. But what we've always said is it's not about the money, because we don't make any. But it never has been about the money, because we don't do this to make money. We do this because we enjoy it. And we do this because we feel that we have perspectives and things to provide folks that we find interesting or funny and things like that. And what we've always said is that if this can affect one person in a positive way, good. If people choose to support us monetarily, it is very humbling to know that some do. And yeah, it helps to offset things when we buy things every once in a while for the channel and stuff. We have different key lights and we've changed things and stuff like that. There's a brand new Elgato 4K Pro thing with 4 HDMI inputs for 4 different cameras, and oh my god, I need it now, and it's never been about the money, and it never will be. And Susan's an atheist. I'm an agnostic. And yet we seem more like Jesus than this. I don't like to do that. I don't I don't like to do that. I don't like to say I'm more like Jesus than Christians. I don't. But in this instance, we're talking about money and possessions, and it doesn't. And that stuff we don't depend on people for money and use them for money, which is all this is. Yeah. That I don't. I can't say anything else. You know. So like you know what it is, what it isn't. I don't do this as an attack. Anybody that listens to this knows this is an attack on. This is not an attack on Christianity. And anybody that attempts to make it as if this is an attack on Christianity or a personal attack on anybody holding the religion is looking for an excuse. That's not what this is, and it's easy to see that. And if you're an atheist or an agnostic, someone secular who is critical of Christianity, that was unintended as I said it through it, and you do something like this, if you did this, trust me, it would be the fucking same. We've called out people on this channel more than once that are secular. I don't know that we've ever seen it as just blatant as this. It is. I don't even have a diatribe for this, and usually I'm really good at those, and I'm super good at ranting. Right? It's something that I have an affinity for. And I see grifters all across everything. I see grifters that are Republicans, Democrats, Independents, fucking socialists and communists, all of that shit. I see it everywhere. This happens to be an example from somebody who decided to use people as money, which is no different than a political person using people as money, profiting off the death of Herman Cain was the previous president. Cameron is profiting or attempting to profit off the death of somebody who apparently gave him a lot of money. Don't do that. All right. I'm going to end there. We are going to be. I have a children's book that I want to read before before next week's show. And Good News Titan, you can go back and watch it. And I plan on doing that, and then plan on releasing something that I have been working on for quite a while. There's two different things, and we plan on releasing that in the future. This was something that when I saw it today, I told Dallas, I said, I'm going to record something about this later because it's just, it was. So, but in the event that we don't get to make it on to read the children's book, which is a couple of really good ones, we will see you on Wednesday, 21st? Yeah. Yeah, the 21st. Thanks so much for stopping by, everybody. Love you very much. If you're not vaccinated, please go get vaccinated. If you've taken your first shot, please go get the second one. Stay safe. Seriously. Bye.